we've got Matt Pat and JD Witherspoon facing off against each other, and Alistair versus Nairo. Matt Pat and Alistair on a team, and then Nairo and JD Witherspoon trying to bring home the championship for themselves. So get set to welcome them out to the stage. And out, all these stages are different sizes, so if you're Darkrai, you're going to want a larger stage potentially. Meanwhile, Empoleon seems to be really fine operating in those smaller stages, pushing Darkrai up against the wall.
Oh yeah.
JD, I'm noticing there's fewer words after a loss. There's more after a victory, though. I like the consistency I see from you, though. Never stop smiling right there. Let's get set for our next round here. Now, Supergirl Kels using that Ninjara and the ability to disappear into a cloud of smoke to get the victory early on. Ninjara going with a buff and a Tri-Blast that is Supergirl Kels. Meanwhile, on your left, Ribbon Girl controlled by Skyward Wing. Going to go ahead with that Shocker and that Slamamander. What are we seeing early on here, T1? Ninjara not necessarily disappearing into a cloud of smoke, but will for this competition, unfortunately. Very nicely done by Supergirl Kels. We appreciate the effort. Let's take a look at the updated bracket. Welcome back to the 2017 Splatoon World Inkling Invitational as we showcase Splatoon 2. We're down to our finals. Two teams, Deadbeat representing USA and Dynamew representing Japan. What are they battling for? Well, we have got the award right next to us. We'd love to introduce the Splatoon Sterling Squid, over 30 pounds of bragging rights to the victorious team. These two teams will face off, and not a best of 3, not a best of 5, but a best of 7 as they get set. So it's going to be the first team to win 4 matches, and let's show you the order of these matches and how we will approach them as these teams get set to square off. 1 minute left, 4-1 on the field, Dynamew. So you are all by your lonesome self on that tower right now. 56 seconds left, and if you're Deadbeat, maybe start thinking about being a little defensive, keeping Dynamew at bay. Meanwhile, here goes Dynamew. They're going to go deep into Deadbeat territory, get some orange ink there to try to make one more push as we are under a minute left. 4-3 on the field, but 3 specials for Dynamew. World Inkling Invitational. That'll do it for us.
It's a huge honor and a huge responsibility, too. It's not something you take lightly because you've played the game, you're very passionate about it, and you understand that there's a growing community. So you want to do your best to, number one, help the community, but also do justice for the game. I really do think it's one of those great, unique games out there, especially as a shooter, and you want to do a great job because you're essentially representing the game to some people that have never seen it before. I would say you've got to know your audience, number one, figure out who you're talking to. This is obviously a very high energy atmosphere. We're in a high energy building. You want to match that. Number 2, I have 2 rules anytime you're on television. 2 things you want to do: be authentic, be entertaining. You can only be who you truly are, and you have to stick to that. And then you've got to be entertaining because at the end of the day, whatever someone's doing, they're choosing to watch you over the multitude of entertainment options. So what can you give them? And then finally, I'd say just slow down, take a deep breath, and have fun. If you have fun, that's going to translate into what you're doing. We had an absolute blast, and the only way that more things like this are going to happen is if the community grows and continues to embrace it. So just have fun with this game. There's so much to it. There's no reason why it can't rival some of the other giants.